Hello guys, and welcome to the first episode in a new Let's Play. Today we're going to be playing some Hearts of Iron 4, and we're going to be starting a new campaign. So we're going to go into new game 1st of January 1936, and we're going to do other countries because that seems to be the way of this channel. And we're going to select country, and the country we have decided to play as today is Switzerland. But we're not gonna stay as just boring ass neutral Switzerland, sitting in the mountains, not really doing much. No, we're gonna transform ourselves into the United Cantons. At least that's what I think will be the name of the nation when we become communist. So the idea is we're gonna become sort of a federal communist nation in the western part of Europe, as opposed to the Soviet Union, which is a federal communist nation in the eastern part. So the idea is that we're going to join with the Soviet Union and fight the fascist scum, and we're going to spread the workers' revolution to Europe. Or we might fail horrendously, because after all we are sort of stuck between both Italy and Germany, so I think the majority of the campaign will just be sitting in the mountains of Switzerland trying to survive, while we hope that the Soviet Union will do the majority of the actual work. Whether or not we will be able to do any sort of expansion before the war starts for real, I am not sure. But if we could, for example, knock out Austria, that would be a really good thing to do. But I don't know, we will jump into the game here. I haven't really done too much planning. Neutral foreign policy. That's not good. Can I... yeah, I'm sure you can get rid of that. Because if not, then that would be a bit awkward. Let's see. Yeah, get achievements. That doesn't matter too much, but we're going to do Iron Man. Historical AI focus is regular difficulty. Iron Man Switzerland. Sure, save and play. Let's go into the game here. Okay, so here we are as Switzerland. Now, what do we have? So, okay, so we got this neutral foreign policy. So the question is, how do we get rid of that? Okay, so I've checked around a bit, and I don't see any good way to get rid of it, but that's not okay, but that's still something we should be able to deal with. So the only thing then will have to be that we're going to have to wait until the world reaches 100% tension. So essentially we have to wait until the war has begun in proper before we can join the Comintern. I hope it doesn't... Okay, I got a bit worried there for a second. I thought that we were going to be unable to invade our neighbors, but no, that's not the case. It's just because we're democratic right now. Once we get rid of democracy, we can invade our neighbors despite our neutral foreign policy. So that is good. So what we will want to do then is to go into political effort, get ourselves some political power so that we can hire Mr. Rudolf Gelpeke, who is a communist revolutionary. It's funny that we don't even have a proper leader, we just have the Federal Council. I mean, don't the Swiss have any sort of supreme, or not supreme necessarily, but like a leader of their council? I mean, that's not exactly abnormal to have. Even if the main power is with the council, it's not abnormal to have you know, even if it's just a symbolic leader of the council, it's still logical to have some sort of leader. Okay, so when it comes to factory construction, I think we're just going to go all in on military factories, just because there's not much room to get stuff built here, so I think we'll be better off spamming military factories. We might even have to do some factory conversions in order to be able to get any sort of production going. We don't have any steel, which sucks severe balls. But is that all we lack? Well, I guess technically yes, it is all we lack. Let's trade with the... oh, we require convoys for that. Can we trade with Germany? Surely Germany. Yeah, you have steel for days. We have 0 convoys. What do you mean we need convoys to trade with the Germans? We border them! Is it this dumb river? Do we need convoys to get across the river? Italy, do we need convoys with you? No. Well, I don't know then. Let's just click the button and see how that works. Yeah, that gave us steel. Okay. We also have like no manpower, so that's a problem. We do have a decent bit of divisions though, and some of them are mountaineers, so the defense of Switzerland proper should be something we should be able to deal with quite nicely. We have some free military factories. How are we doing on equipment? We are doing awfully, but that's pretty much universal for all nations in the beginning of the game. So let's invest all of that into infantry equipment, because that's the most basic shit we need to get. We actually start out with quite a lot of divisions here. We have Gebirgsbrigade, Gebirgsdivision. I don't know if it's a bug that we have two different... Okay, so this is just the shitty version of the Gebirgsdivision. Gebirgsbrigade. Okay, so it seems like the majority of our mountaineers are these shitty versions of the mountaineers. So we might at some point want to change that. Grenzbrigade. My 5 years of yeah, Jesus Christ, it's 5 years of high school, and well, pretty much you know, it's not high school in Norway, but what is basically the same thing as high school German is coming to help me here. Leichte Brigade. I almost failed that course though, so I'm not good at German at all. But yeah, Grenzbrigade, so I would assume these guys are like, yeah, they are the crap version of the infantry divisions. Yeah, still though, only 12 combat width. We might want to invest a little bit more into this, get some more infantry going. Of course, I've yet to completely understand what is optimal when it comes to combat width. I mean, all I know is that you're supposed to have either 10, 20, 30 and stuff like that. Or maybe it's like 10, 20, 40 is the next one, because it doubles. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I know nothing. I'm a bit too Jon Snow when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I'm a bit scared of actually moving my units around, because I fear they'll start taking a bunch of attrition. Will they actually? Yeah, they will. So let us not actually move our armies anywhere until it's absolutely necessary. Even if that means that they will just sit without any orders or any organization. I guess we can at least plop them into an army. Henry Gauzan. I don't know if that's French or if that's... Oh, hello, Winter Specialist. Winter Attrition minus 50. That sounds pretty good at least. So let's get that going. And once the equipment issues are dealt with, we'll start recruiting more units. But really, at this point, we're just gonna play the waiting game, because what else can we do, really? We're just gonna try and get some divisions going. How's our population, by the way? Switzerland has like 10 million today, right? 2 million. But that's just the recruitable population, though. No, that's the total population. Oh, Jesus Christ. Switzerland. Why? What the hell? Why is there no one living in Switzerland? Is there really 10 million people in Switzerland today? Jesus Christ, there's no one here. Huh, well, this is going to be a very big challenge then for this campaign. Trying to deal with our extreme lack of manpower. I mean, I guess other nations have... Yeah, we're already at limited conscription as well. And we still have, like, no manpower. Yeah, we're probably going to have to go up to scraping the barrel in this campaign. But that will have to be. I don't see how else to survive, really. We are on civilian economy. We'll want to bump up the war economy as quickly as possible. The remilitarization of the Rhineland, that's fine. And there we go. Now we have sufficient political power, so let's get ourselves a communist revolutionary. There might be those in the government itself who support such ideas. Yes. Even if communism is supposed to be a movement from the people, for the people, I think we're going to be a bit elitist here and try and get a coup. Because I don't see why you would ever want to have a civil war instead of a coup. Right? Okay, industrial efforts. Here's the thing. There's a bunch of these focuses here that give you factories, but we don't really have room for factories, so I don't think it would be very smart to actually get that right now. Getting the industrial effort, though, that's probably good regardless, because that's just a straight up research bonus. So let's get that. And we'll do some magical editing, eh? Ethiopia has been annexed. Shame, shame. We also now have Roger Masson. Jesus Christ. Switzerland, why do you gotta have so many languages, man? Gotta make this complicated for me. It's difficult to pronounce stuff regardless. But yeah, This will give us some extra military factory production speed, which is going to be good. It's going to allow us to get these factories up and running quicker. Let us now get resource gain efficiency. Do we even have any resources? Does there exist? Yeah, there are resources in Switzerland. We have some aluminium or aluminum. I think that is that a difference between Americans and Brits? I don't know. Tell them in the comments. Still don't understand why there's oil in Austria. But yeah, we definitely want to try and conquer Austria if it can be done, because that steel, that can be worth a lot. Even if it's just 8 pitiful little steel, it's still, oh man, we need that. 2 oil as well. Too valuable 5 me, man. Right, let's get... Fuck, I don't know. Also, do we have... Ah, Great War... Yeah, okay, everybody has a picture for the Great War tank, so that's not unique at all. Let's see. Can we get... No, it's still not quite time for upgraded mountaineers. I do think we might want to get artillery though, although is there a focus that makes that quicker? Infantry weapons, support artillery... Support artillery. Yeah, but support artillery is the same thing, right? As just regular artillery? I think I've been through this before in the America campaign. So it might make sense to wait until we have that before we start making artillery. Or maybe it doesn't actually. Because we do want to get our hands on that stuff rather quickly. So I say we go for the artillery, because you do want to plop artillery into your armies. So the quicker you can start actually producing artillery, the better you are. Because you need to wait quite a while until you can actually put them into your armies, because you know they need to be actually built up. Just got army effort though, so that's nice. So well, we could start going down here, but I think I'm actually going to do armament effort. Although actually, I do need these extra research slot though. But just how... Seems like such a waste, because all of these civilian factories that we could get just won't be used. Although, well, actually, maybe they will, because we are currently researching concentrated industry, which is going to open up more room in our provinces for civilian factories. And I guess those factories can be converted later on. What are we lacking now? Steel again? Well, Germany, we need more of your steel. Concentrated industry, yeah, that's what I was waiting for. We can't go, yeah, no, we can't get the next level quite yet. Well, I mean, we can, of course, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. So let's get support weapons. It's sort of irrelevant when we get that. Is there even a focus that'll speed that up? So I guess we can potentially wait. I think what we need, well, no, there is a tech to get motorized faster as well, so I guess we don't want to start thinking too hard about that. Could do radios, but let's go working on our doctrine instead. We're going to do superior firepower because that just seems like the most logical thing to do. Max entrenchment, maybe that's... I don't know. I don't really understand this. To me, most people just seem to select either superior firepower or mobile warfare, so I think we're just going to go for this thing. Soft attack, like... all about that artillery. It sounds very logical to me that that is something you would want. So let's start working on that. Right, so the Spanish Civil War has begun. However, sadly, it does not look like we're going to be able to send any volunteers down there, just because we have too few troops, we're neutral, and we're democratic. So, sadly, I don't think we're going to be able to see any glorious republic in Spain to help us out in the war to come. But what are you going to do? However, we are getting closer to an extra research slot, so that is good. Also, where did my manpower go? Well, yeah, that's right, I did start putting some units up for recruitment, just because it does take a lot of time for them to do their training. So by my logic, even if you don't have all their equipment, they'll still be training, right? So why wouldn't you just start adding them up even before you have technically given them all their actual equipment, right? Because then you can more quickly get them to the field. That's the logic I work from anyways. How is the training on our armies anyways? Are they... yeah, they're regulars, trained. I don't think there's any... I don't think there's much purpose in exercising them too much. Our army seems to be pretty decent despite its small size. One thing I do want to do though is now that now that the equipment shortages are getting a bit lower, I think I want to start changing over these Grenzbrigade. Like, do we just have a Grenzbrigade? No. Some of them are proper troops. But like this moron. You should totally be Gebirgsdivision. Yes. 2,000 man... Oh yeah. Okay, so we're not doing that now then, because we literally don't have the manpower. Nor can we get any manpower, just because we need more tension for that. Either tension or we need communism to rise up. But so far no communism, so not much we can do about that. Actually, do we have artillery now? Yes, let's start working on some artillery. Which means we need tungsten, which is so lame because that is a you know, one less entire factory for our nation. Just for like one little tungsten we need to sacrifice an entire factory, but it seems like it's worth it because it does speed up the construction of the artillery by quite a lot. So from my point of view anyways, it seems like it is the smart thing to do. Let's get construction too, get those factories up and running. Yeah, we're still producing factories here and infrastructure and everything. One thing we might actually want to think about investing in is some forts. Yes, I think some forts in on the German border could be good. Because if we're going to be able to fight anyone properly, it's going to be the Italians. The Germans, on the other hand, I do not think we're going to be able to have too much success on. And I mean, it depends though. Depends entirely on if we're going to be able to knock out the Austrians before the Germans do. I'm starting to think more and more that that's just not going to be possible. Anschluss is 38, right? So unless we can be communist before that, I'm not too sure that we will have success. But we will wait and see. Amelia Earhart circumnavigates the globe. Good for you. But we get this shitty event. Which is good because it increases the popularity of communism, but it gives us less recruitable population, which is really bad. But that does boost communist popularity to 48%, so we might have coup soon. We will just sit around and wait, I guess. Fascinating how quickly that can happen. The leadership is purged in the Soviet Union. Not good for the Soviet Union, but what is good for us is that we just gained another research slot. So that is beautiful. The communists demand a referendum. And so it happens. The referendum is going to be held. And the politics will change. KSP will become the ruling party. That would be the Kommunistische Partei der Schweiz. And yeah. The referendum is preferable to a bloody revolt. And so, we become the United Cantons. Under Fritz Platten, who has the same face as our general, actually. Is it? No, it's not the same guy. They're just twins, you know. There's a lot of twins for the minor nations in this game. I don't know if there's something weird about their genes or something like that. I don't know why that happens. Ooh, a new division has actually been recruited. Good on us. Some fresh mountaineers. It's gonna be good. How are we doing on equipment? Oh yeah, we're doing fine. We're doing very fine. So fine actually that I think we should go in and add some more units. I think we're going to start recruiting some infantry division. Which I don't really know how that would be possible when we don't have any manpower, but I don't know. Let us plop them there, I guess. Add some units. I mean, like, I understand this as little as you guys do. Like, are they actually going to get... No, oh yeah, okay, they're not actually going to get themselves recruited because of the lack of manpower, so nope. We'll have to wait until... Actually, yeah, soon actually, we should be able to get... We should be able to up our conscription law. Should be able to bump ourselves up to extensive conscription and get another 2.5% recruitable population. Up from the limited conscription. So yeah, that's going to be good. And that should give us what we need for war against Austria. Let us select a justification. Let's go for Tyrol, I guess. 245 days. Jeebus Christ, that takes a long time. Yeah, I'm really worried that we're going to be unable to invade Austria before Anschluss. Where is Anschluss, anyways? There it is. We've done Rhineland. Yep, there's nothing stopping them from Anschlussing about, so we'll have to see exactly if we're going to be able to knock out Austria before the Germans are. If we're unable, then essentially we'll have to just sit on our butts until the Soviets do their thing, because there simply won't be anywhere to expand. But that is a risk we'll have to deal with as glorious, glorious Switzerland. So let us just endure that. But I think it's about time we end the first episode. We have become the United Cantons of Switzerland, and the revolution begins to spread, hopefully, soon. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this episode, and until next time, bye.